What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, getting down fresh out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the channel, man. Go to freshoutseries.com, pick up some merch, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of big things going on we're doing, so you don't want to miss out on the email blast. So subscribe and support. I'm here with my man, Danny Navarro. Hell of a story, been through a lot, doing very well for himself right now. And, you know, we kicking it off with this prison talk, man. Danny, man, you know, you got in real estate, man. You're doing well for yourself. You changed your life. You went from somebody who got locked up at 18 to now being somebody who's a role model, successful. How were you able to get into real estate coming from prison after having done all that time and just being out of society, man?
Like I told you, Big Herc, like 2 years into my sentence, right? I read that book, and then from that day on, that Think Grow Rich, Brand Up, Rolling Hill, every single day was like, I got to be better. Every day, if it was at a workout, if it was just mentally, spiritually, whatever's always getting better. So that was the number one, and that prepped me for out here, you know. So I used to have a homie in there. We would walk the track, and he used to tell me, like, you should get in real estate. Like, what's real estate? He's like, well, you do this, you sell a house, you get a license, you do this, and then you can do like maybe the lending side. Because I didn't know anything about real estate. Like, so when I got out, I'm like, you know, I had multiple jobs. I worked at Costco, HVAC, construction, like you name it, did multiple jobs, trucking. And then that's when I started looking into real estate. And everyone told me, they're like, you can't get your real estate license. I'm like, what do you mean? You have a felony? I'm like, well, nah. I'm like, no, you can't get your real estate license. So I found someone on Instagram that I built some rapport with, right? He became my mentor, my real estate coach. So I was out in Newport Beach. I was living like in Pico Rivera at the time, so it was like an hour drive. And his dad did time. He had his card on there, and so right away I have rapport, right? I did some time. Hey, your dad did time. And I'm like, you know, I want to get into real estate. So I met him, and he gave me a shot. He's like, yeah, you know, you do some real estate. You know, you can help me out. And that time I was in the process of getting my real estate license. So I went, and the sad part is that the way the real estate stuff works is that you take all the classes, you spend the money, you take the test, and then they deny you.
After the fact.
After the fact. And guess what? At the time, I didn't have no money. So the courses were $350 back then, you know, and so I'm like, I have to pay $350, and then I have to take a test, and that test is like another $200, and then I have to do a live scan, that's $70. That's a lot of money. I was on minimum wage at that time working. I would literally work in the jobs I was at, like literally just to pay gas and food, and give my mom like $100, $200, because she didn't even want to take no money from me. So like to have all that money to do it, and then to get denied was hard. So I took the courses at a free college, and I got them for free. So I went through, and I didn't have to pay the $350. So I did all the stuff. I passed my exam on the second time, because I never, you know, I wasn't really good at school. I you know, even though I was reading and doing stuff like that. So I passed it, and then right away they said denied. So it sucks, because like my dream wanted to be real estate, and I started working for somebody that was successful in business out of Newport Beach. And I would, like, you know, be around him, like selling houses, making money, living a good life, and like other people. And like I just felt like this guy that, like, you know, like I was a good baseball player, but like had to sit on the bench, you know, because I felt I was going to be good at it, right? And I see everyone taking advantage of that, like they weren't working, they weren't really like doing anything. So I didn't give up. You know, I didn't give up. That was in 2014 is when I applied. And but I was consistent though. It was a program. Get up, go to work out, get up, go be at the office, prospect, make calls, do all my business. I was on a program. I just didn't, you know, I was just on the same thing, right? And I started visualizing, like, man, I'm gonna get my license, and it's gonna come this way. And I started visualizing everything, how it was gonna happen. And it took me 12 to 13 months, like maybe a year and a half, to get my real estate license, like a little like 14 months to get my license. So I had an interview with the Department of Real Estate, and then they denied me again. And then after that, well, no, they didn't deny me. They said, hey, your next step is we're going to put you in front of the commissioner. And at that time, so that the commissioner was the next thing after, and everything was in a course of the 12 months. So I was still, working, doing trucking, trying to make money, just like my dream. Like, I'm gonna go after my dream. And then after that, I went to see the commissioner. And in that process, I was still doing like internship for free for the real estate guy, and the real estate board would call me. And they'll say, hey, we noticed you're on federal probation still for 5 years, right? I had federal probation for 5 years. I did all my 5 years. And they told me, hey, you should just wait. What do you mean wait? They're like, you're not going to get your license. This is the Department of Real Estate. You're not going to get it. Don't even try to waste your time. I'm looking at your paperwork. And they're like, you sure you want to go? You want the court date for the commissioner? And I said, yeah. So that happened, and then I got my date for the commissioner, and then I started getting all this stuff in the mail. It's very similar, like when you get a DUI, like all the mail comes in, and hire me, the attorneys, and so I called one, and I'm like, how much? Like $10,000, like $10,000, like for you to represent me at the court date, and I wanted to get some, but I didn't have no money. And so what I did is that I just represented myself, and it took all day. It took like 4 hours, my court date, because the commissioner wanted me to walk him through my life from when I started committing crime.
Oh, wow.
To that day. And I would, just as you're doing interviews right now, you take me back. You take me back to, like, right now we're talking, you took me back all the way to 2004 when I went into prison, my mom, when everyone was on the ground, like. And so I went back, and I started crying at certain states, like, hey, go get some water and come back. Take your time, however long you need. Go back. And at the end of the day, he just wanted to see I took responsibility. I made a mistake. I was 18. And so I went there, and the prosecutor, because there's a prosecutor that's trying to say, don't give him the license. And she goes, she goes, at the end of all that, she goes, you know what? I wish you the best. I wish you the best. And so they didn't give me an answer there. They didn't give me an answer. So that another 3 months, and I'm like, how'd you do? Everyone's like, I think I did well, but I don't know. And then and I was out there working the internship, and then I got I got a call from my mom. I visualized it. I go, I'm gonna be at the office. My mom's gonna call me. She's gonna give me the good news. I'll be super excited. I get a call from my mom. What are you doing right here? I'm at the office working. Where I lived with my mom for 3 years, all the way till I was 30. Mom was the best, man. She never charged me rent, cooked me food, hustled. She didn't enable me. She's like, go out. I worked 7 days a week in real estate, and I stood there till I was 30, till I had a good year. And I moved into a penthouse, and my life changed after that. But I always hustled, working, and she called me. And she goes, I got a letter from the Department of Real Estate. I'm like, open it. And she opened it, and she was, they granted you a restricted real estate license. And I was like, man, I was around some friends, and I was like, man, I got my real estate license. January 2015. I got a restricted real estate license that I had for 4 years, and I took the restricted license off. And it was a game changer after that. Every year just got better. It was amazing, man, and it was like walking on thin ice, because if any little thing, they would pull my real estate license.
Yeah.
Anything, any little thing, they were able to. They had no questions on. They were going to take it away from me. So I started selling real estate in 2015. So I've been in the business, like eight years, like close to 8 years. That I've been in the business, and then every year just keep on getting better. And it was from the consistency and the determination and the passion that I had to. All I ever wanted, Herx, was I just wanted a second chance. That's all I wanted. At 18, I fucked up. I made a mistake. And I just wanted a second chance. And I prayed, just give me a second chance. Just give me a second chance. Like, I promise I'll do good. I just want to do good. I just wanted a family. I just wanted, at the time, a girlfriend. I wanted a wife. I wanted to have kids one day. I just wanted to live a normal. I'm living my dream life. I'm living my dream life today, and it's not about bragging or anything. Like, I'm doing everything I wanted to do, and I'm living it. And I didn't like, I get goosebumps because like I'm doing stuff that I never would have imagined, because it's not just about selling a real estate house. It's like way more than that. And so like I just wanted this second chance out here, and I got it. You know, I every year like just kept on getting better. And then like I went through different stages, Herc. So like, because I would drink, I would party, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I had to cut drinking, I had to cut partying, because I was living a double life. You know, you can't be successful and still drink, still try to cheat, do all. It doesn't work. So as I grown, I was still growing. I'm still growing, but I was still growing as a young adult. And I started cutting things. As I started cutting things out of my life, the friends, the clubs, the drinking, the partying, and really being committed to it in a relationship, my life changed. And when that happened, I started making more money. And it just, more money just started coming, more money. And then how I met my wife is that, I'm really big on a mindset. I'm really good on visualizing, writing down your goals. And I wrote down everything I wanted in the perfect relationship. If life was perfect, how would the relationship be? Well, she has to be like this, light skin. I just went down detail. And right, it took a while to get her, because I would date someone like, oh man, like I don't want that. I'll take it off the list. I'm like, all right, I don't want that crazy person. And then my list was just getting scratch stuff off, put stuff on, and then I had like a half page of everything I wanted in a wife, in a perfect partner. I wrote in 2016 when I started learning about goals and mindset and personal growth and self-development. In 2018, she showed up in my life. And when I showed it to her, she started crying. She's like, you just wrote this? It's like, nah, I wrote this 2 years ago. And I got exactly what I wanted. And then life just started. Once I started like really on a true path of really wanting, like deep down inside, like changing my life and being a good person, being a light out here in the world, inspiring others, giving back to the community and helping kids, and like really, truly, honestly, a good person, right? Like just like, not fake, like just really wanting to be like, you're doing this to help change lives. My life just started getting better. And then I started working with investors, developers, and then I started learning the whole other side of business, corporations, like all this stuff. So 4 years in the business, I learned a different side of it, because I was doing a lot of residential, normal stuff, open houses, and I still do a little bit of everything, but I got into development. And then I've been developing for the last 4 years. And what I do is I sell real estate. I have a real estate team of agents that I'm teaching them how to get in the business. And I like young people that we can mold them and really show them the right way, and be that person that I wanted in my life at 16, 17, 18, and be that role model to them. And that's what I like. That's my heart. Like man, like use me, learn from me, take as much as you can, because I feel I'm a great mentor. And that's the kind of community that I have. And I have 4 agents on our team, small little team. We do residential real estate, and then I do the development side. And then I do affordable housing all across LA, South Central, Boyle Heights, East LA. And what we do is we build these double duplexes that have 4 to 5 bedrooms, and make them affordable. And then I have like other stuff. So now I am creating wealth through real estate, making money while I'm sleeping. And because now I'm like, we talk about passion, like, it's being able to do this because I want to, not because I have to. And that's what I'm doing through creating wealth through real estate and developing and adding value to the back of the house, adding some ADUs, adding units, and then creating cash flow. So I can do this because I want to, not because I have to, not with that gun behind my head. Yeah. Because with real estate, like you commission, so you don't know how you're gonna happen. And so that's what I'm creating right now, and that's what I'm up to. We get to sell real estate, we get to develop real estate, we get to create cash flow, and then at some point, it's like, hey, I got to go to Cabo for a month. Because why? Because we're creating cash flow through real estate. That's right. And not only do that myself, I'm teaching the team how to do this the right way to create. It's bigger than them though, Big Hercs. It's about changing the legacy and changing their next generation. Because yeah, I'm changing their lives, but I'm changing their kids, their legacy. And like me, right? Like I grew up in LA, in the LA area, and I was able to move my family to Orange County and give my daughter a whole nother life so she'll never get to, that I never experienced. And I'm changing her life, her legacy, her kids. And I get to do this through the team, and I get to do this and teach clients how to become successful and have wealth through real estate. Because most agents, they're just teaching you how to sell a house. They just want a commission check. No, we're going to teach you how to create wealth, because I've seen so much stuff happens where these kids, they have a parent dies and they make $500,000 a house, and they're like, man, I'm gonna put my kids to college through this house because my mom passed away. I'm like, because I always ask, what are you gonna do with the money? You're gonna go on a trip, you're gonna buy the Ferrari, what are you gonna do? And they're like, no, we're gonna put our kids to school, or we're gonna buy more real estate. So it's just bigger than just a commission check. It's bigger than just real estate. Like there's so much stuff like through real estate that we're able to do for our families, your kids, my kids, next generation. And that's what I'm up to, man. And I love it. And I'm passionate about it. You can hear it. I love it.
Hey, man, well, I know your story is going to inspire a lot of young people and, fans and audience members who watch our channel. When they hear this, you're going to have a lot of good comments. And I know we're going to have all your contact stuff in the links below. But, I appreciate you coming on, sharing your story, and inspiring people from across the world to change their lives and to do something positive, man. You made a big difference in the world, and dude, continue to make impact.
Thank you, man. Thanks, Bigger. And anything's possible. Anything.
There you have it, Big Herc 916 and Danny Navarro. You tired of smelling like stanky butt, funky armpits? Wash your ass. Go to freshoutseries.com and pick you up a bar of soap.